Quang của dân mà liêu hoàn.
So, hello guys, my name is Sir Cyril Losaria, and in this video, I tend to discuss to you the local history and the oral history. So, before we proceed, we have two objectives, the local history and the other one is the oral history. So, first, i-define muna natin ang history, no? So, history daw is the study and the documentation of the past, no? History is an umbrella term comprising past events as well as the memory, discovery, presentation, collection, organization, and interpretation of these events. Through history, we can learn how past societies, systems, cultures, and technologies were built, no? How they operated and how they have changed. The history of the world helps us to paint a detailed picture of what we are today, no? So usually guys, ang tinuturo sa history subject ay yung mga past events, no? Like the first voyage of the world, example, the Philippine history, no? The World War history, no? And marami pang ibang mga events na nangyari dati, no? So, the local history is the study of history in a geographical local context, no? Often concentrating on a relatively small local community. It incorporates cultural and social aspects of history. And local history is not merely a national history, rich, small, but a study of past events in a given geographical area which is based on a wide variety of documentary evidence and placed in a comparative context that is both regional and national. So, bakit importante sa atin ang local history, no? Local history matters because a city is not a community without understanding of its past. The traditions, stories, and civic commemorations transforms our city into a community, no? Telling these stories and continuing these local traditions helps strengthen our community connection. Another one, ano ang nagiging role ng local history sa atin? Local history daw teaches you about your community. Locations and objects in your community, sometimes things as mundane as names of streets, can reflect the heritage of past generations where you live. So, why is it important to study history? So, studying history helps us understand how events in the past made things the way they are today, no? With these lessons from the past, we not only learn about ourselves and how we are aimed to be, no, but also develop the ability to avoid mistakes and create better paths for our societies. So, where do we find local history, no? In general, the primary sources for local history can be seen only in places that they document, no? For example, municipal archives, public libraries, and local historical societies all may have the material of interest. Dahil ang gumagawa ng local histories ay ang mga local historians lang. So, gaya po na nasabi ko kanina, ang local history is a geographically local context lamang. So, sa ating community, ang example ng local history ay ang the arrival of Sharif Kabunsuan, the 1976 Cotabato earthquake, at marami pang mga local history events na nangyari sa ating community dati. Oral history. Oral history is a method of conducting historical research through recorded interviews between a narrator with personal experience of historical significant events and a well-informed interviewer with the goal of adding to the historical record. Oral history is a technique for generating and preserving original historically interesting information. No? Primary source material from personal recollections through planned recorded interviews. No? This method of interviewing is used to preserve the voices, memories, and perspective of people in history. So, purposely, oral history helps round out the history of the past. No? Eyewitnesses to events contribute various viewpoints and perspective that fill in the gaps in document history. Sometimes correcting or even contradicting the written record. No? So basically, oral history primarily relies on memory of an account or a responder. No? The subject or the informant will recall the experience, no, to the research as how he remembers it. So, kumbaga, yung subject or yung interviewer ay nagsisilbing eyewitness sa topic or kung ano yung pinag-uusapan, no? Nire-relay niya ito sa researcher or sa isang historian. So, most of the questions in local history, does local history daw ba study local communities, local institutions, local groups, local heroes? In recent studies, local history tends to cover all of these events or all of these topics. Local historians study the history of local institutions like churches. They also study the local economies, local heroes, and local events. Local history thus is also a broad, dynamic field of inquiry that aims to have an in-depth understanding of a certain local. So that's all for this video. I hope you learned a knowledge prior to what I have discussed in this video. That's all. Thank you. Bye.